just want to do a quick live stream. Just let me know if there's anything going on with my stream. I think if my mic's too loud or whatnot. If you guys can see me. So I'm trying to listen on my other phone. Might seem a little bit loud, but it's probably because of the mic. Alright, so as it says in today's thing, give me 1 second. So as it says in the title, we're going to be crocheting a rose. Okay, and I'm going to do a special guest reveal. Say hi, Batman. Say hi, Harvey Dent. Anyway, guys. Alright, so to start out, you'll need a couple things, actually. You'll need scissors, obviously, because you gotta be able to cut what you're when you're done. You'll also need needles, and you want to go with the tapestry needles, because that way you can grab the yarn and actually cut it. But you can also do what I did and just grab what's called the knitter's needles, which, okay, whatever. And then you also need you'll also need a crochet hook, where it looks like an actual hook. But for this one today, I'm going to use, and it even says right here on the little handle, it says what size you're using and then the actual dimensions. So you know what size you're going for. And right now I'm just using a G. That's just because that's how I like it. Some people like holding it pencil or knife. Really just depends. Honestly, I'm just so used to holding it knife. But there are some times where I'll sit there and I'll hold it pencil. But there we go. Okay, so those are the for sure's that you do need. You cannot do this without a hook. Okay. So then you need your rose color, and I was actually commissioned to do a pink one. That's why I'm doing the live stream, and also because I told you guys that my next live that I was going to do, I was going to show you guys how to do a rose out of yarn. Okay, and I always grab from the middle, because that way it doesn't tangle up. But I really can't stop it from doing that. But you know, being bound up as a kid, not so easy. Okay. Okay. So then, and you also need your stem base color, which I use dark green. And then you'll need a offset color, which I always use light green. That way you can actually see the contrast. And because green and green, plants, whatever, And the final thing is you'll need some type of stuffing. Okay. I always use this because it's always worked well for me uh, for when I'm making projects and stuff. So let's begin for a little bit. If you guys want to take notes, go ahead. But everything that I do as part of these projects, it's all out of my own head. Nobody else has these patterns, which is the more unique version of what I'm doing. However, um, I am kind of hesitant about, uh, doing doing this and showing my pattern out there, because then I wouldn't be the only one that has the pattern anymore. Okay, and I apologize for the flickering lights. It's just how it happens. Okay, so you take your yarn, you wrap it around your hand, and I always clip it right here. Now I take the yarn leading to the ball, and I go over, and then right under, and then pull through. So now I just created a slip knot, and how you can tell is if the knot can move. Okay, that's how you know you've done it correctly. Then I take the hook, put it in the hole, and then cinch it tight. Okay, and then that's your tail, which we're going to be tucking later. I always leave a big tail just for the simple fact of what we're going to be doing later. Okay. Now, I know I told you guys this might be a 90-minute video, but in all honesty, it's probably going to be looking at more like a 2-hour video, if that. Okay. So, you start out by making 4 slip stitches, 4 chains. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So when you look at the teardrops, you can count them. That's how you know how many you've done. Okay. Then you want to go from the second teardrop from the hook. Okay. And you want to put 1 single crochet in that. Alright. And then you go into the next teardrop and you want to do 3 single crochets in that same hole. Alright. Then you do 1 in the last one, then slip stitch. Okay. And then what I do is I flip it upside down. So now I'm going back across again. Alright. So, um, okay. Now, if you look real closely, like I said, you're looking at kind of like a little undershoe, or I really don't know how else to explain it. Uh, but that first hole that we went in, you go and you put two single crochets in the same hole. And I know I say single crochet and I say the actual technical term, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of you are saying, well, what do you mean? And then you put one in the middle one, and then two in the last one. And when I get done, I will, explain to you guys a little bit more about the full technical terms. Um, okay, so now you flip it. Now, now normally when I said flip, I flipped it like that, but we actually want to keep the base down below because we're just building up. Okay, so row two. Okay, so you put two single crochets in the first one, and then one single crochet in the next three, and two in the last one. Now, what I mean by single crochet is you take your hook, stick it through the hole, grab the yarn, pull it through. So now you have two strands on your hook. Then you wrap the yarn, and bring it through both. That's how you do a single crochet. Now, if you're starting, like you don't have a base like how we did in the beginning of the little clip, um, you can go ahead and do what is called the foundationless chain. Okay, and all that is you're doing the chain as well as the first row at the same time. Okay. Now, if you count when you get done, remember you count the teardrops, and there should be seven. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So then we turn it back around after we slip stitch, and then we put one single crochet in each one all the way across. And you want to make sure that your tension is the same throughout um, each one of these, because I do them in stages. I do typically 3 or 4 depending on the mood and also depending on the commission. But I'll do a 3 layer to show you guys, which is what I normally do. But then I will also do a fourth layer for a little bit later, and then I'll explain how I came up with that pattern. Okay, and then you want to add 2 in the first one and 2 in the 7th hole, and then 1 in each one between 2 and 6, so that when you count them, you'll have 9. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and flip it, single crochet all the way across, just one in each hole. Don't be afraid to pull from the core from your project. Okay, and now this is where it's going to start getting interesting, and this is what took me a while to develop, is the pattern for the tips of the roses. Okay, and now we only have 9. Okay, but you want to start coming in. So this is what I did. Okay, is you single crochet in the first 2. Okay, so you go like you're doing a regular single crochet, but you go into the next hole as well. So you do the first 2 holes, and you cinch it out. So now you have 3 strands on your hook. And then you grab it, and I just pull through all 3 strands. Okay. Sometimes that happens. I just cinch back and forth until it's normal. Okay. And then it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2. Okay. So in the next one, you're going to put 3 single crochets in the same hole. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, then single crochet in the next one. Then you'll skip the middle one, then single crochet in the next one, and then single crochet in the same hole 3 times, and then single crochet the last 2 together. Okay, so like I said, I'll show you what I mean by putting in. So now I have 2, and then put into the last hole, grab over. So now I got 3, grab, cinch through, bam, done. Okay, so you see how it's starting to bulge out a little bit. Well, we need those bulges to be a little more prominent. So how you do that is literally just repeating what you just did in the last row. Okay, so close 1, 2, 3, single crochet, and then normally, like I said, in the last one we skipped. This one single we're actually stitching the 2 together, but instead of doing the whole I'm going to grab the yarn from over here, you're taking the yarn and putting it as just a regular single crochet, and then 1 single crochet, and then 3, And then finally, the last two together. And then slip stitch and always make a big tail. Okay? And always make sure that your scissors are sharp. And then you just bring your yarn through, cinch it tight. So now that's your piece. Okay? I call this the innermost petal. Now, you want to go ahead and do that again. So, wrap around, all the way under, pull it through, okay? But I accidentally messed up because it was a short tail. So I'll take it apart and do it again, but this time try and make a little bit of a longer tail. Oops, wrong end anyway. My bad. Okay. And honestly, it happens. So don't beat yourself up over it. It does happen. That's why it's yarn. It's always good and stuff like that. Um, so okay, so I'll do the innermost petal again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then of course I'll also speed up on the others, just so that you guys don't have to sit there and listen to me drone on. And also because I don't want this to drag out for, a long ass time. I know you guys want to see, me do it from start to finish, which I would love for that to happen, but I don't want the video to be forever, you know. And if you guys like what you see, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and then let me know in the comments down below if there's any special reviews that you guys want me to do later. That's fine. Um, so then you do the 7. Okay. Then 7 again. then 9, then 9 one last time, okay? Then like I said, go back in a little bit rather than go out. Three, okay? And then 3 again. And then stitch them together, single crochet, 3 in the same hole, then cinch out, and long tail, and if you did it correctly and you did it the same tension and everything, then when you line them up, it should just be one single piece. You shouldn't see the other one at all except in the tails. Okay? And the reason why, I mean, you really don't have to. You can make it look a little bit different, but to me, it looks a lot easier if you do it that way. Um, but when we're a little bit further down um, into the show, uh, I'll show you guys how to put it all together. But for now, I'll just show you what it will look like later. But that's the core. That is literally the inside. So all I did was I just flipped one so that this tail was coming this way, this tail was coming this way, so opposite sides. But I only put them halfway through the heart and then just literally just folded them over each other. And that's how you get the center. Okay? And then you just build right on top of that, and you just keep going. That's all it is. That's all you do. Okay? Sorry, guys. Okay, now we're going to go into the uh, inner petals. Like I said, I do 3 to 4 layers. So innermost, inner, outer, outermost. Okay. Now these ones you want to have a big tail at the start and at the end. Okay. And with this one, you do the same. I call it the base. And all it is, chain 4, your arch, flip it over, and 5. Okay. That's what I'll call the base. So you'll do that for every petal. So each of the 7 or 11 petals that you want to do, you do the same style every time. And that's how you know that you've done it all correctly. Like I said, it took me a while to develop this pattern out of my own head because I didn't know how to make it look. Because when I was seeing other people and how they do their roses or flowers or whatever, what have you, it just wasn't looking like what they were saying it was, which is like, how? How is this what you're saying it is when it literally looks nothing like it? And mind you, I know later I might not do a live stream of it right now, well, like of it as of yet, because I still have to develop the pattern for it myself. But one person did commission me to make another flower, but they're wanting a specific flower, not a rose. And yeah, it's going to be really hard. Okay, now you want to do the 7 again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, pull through, right around. Okay, and now you want to just go instantly right into 9. Whoop, that was bad. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Okay, then go 9 again. Okay, now you want to do 11. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Those it goes through correctly. Yep. And then 11 across again. Alright, so now, and this is where it's going to get a little bit more interesting because of the simple fact that um, when we go through, when we go over these next, um, the outer or the inner, the outer, and the outermost, the pattern that we're going to be doing is a little bit more. How should we say it? It's a little more intricate than most other things that like to go on. Um, and I'll show you the reason why. Okay, so I want to start decreasing again. So just decrease the first two together, and then um, you wanna mark the middle one. Okay, so single crochet 3 times, because the outer or the inner, you don't want to make this too prominent. I mean, you want to make it noticeable, but you don't want to make it like way noticeable, just like a subtle. And then you put 3 single crochets in the middle stitch. Okay. Don't be afraid to talk, chat. Don't be afraid to talk. And then single crochets all the way the next 3, and then final last 2 together. Okay. Flip stitch, turn it over. So now you see there's just a tiny hump right there. That's what we want to exploit. Okay. Okay. So single crochet those 2 together. 1, 2, 3, and then stitch 3 into the middle hole. And then 1, 2, 3, and finally stitch the last 2 together, and then you're done. Okay, so make a super long tail. That's the reason why you want to make sure that they're sharp. Anyway, slip through, pull, tighten. So now that's your inner petal. You see where it's got that tiny bit of an arch? So when you're putting them together, and what I do is you see that little crease right there? You want to take the petal and put it over it to essentially hide it. You want to hide that crease. Okay? See, it's already starting to look like a flower. And so all we do is just put another one right here. And just go from there. Okay? So you want to make another one just like this one. Okay, so let's go ahead and just do that right now. On the tail, cinch it through, yada yada yada. Alright, so if you guys have any questions, like don't be afraid to ask me in the chat. Okay, so make your base, yada yada yada. Let me know if I gotta slow down, if you guys are having trouble keeping up, or you can go ahead and pause it and backtrack. Okay, because I doubt I'll be deleting this video unless YouTube tells me to. Okay, then 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we do 9. Okay, then 9 again. 3, up, and I want to fall through. Okay. And that's all you do is you just want to just keep going. If you mess up, oh well, you can always fix it. That's the great thing about yarn is if you feel that you make a mistake, you can always just go back, just backtrack. Um, okay, then 11, okay, then 11 again, okay, then single crochet the first two together, 3 single crochets, 3 single crochets on the same hole, 3 single crochets, and then stitch the last two together. Okay, then do the same thing again. What's up, Chris? How's it going tonight? Sorry you missed about the first hour of the stream, but you can always backtrack if you after and watch it from there. Alright, and then 3 single crochets later, and then stitch the last two together, and you're done. Oh, of course, remember, always gotta remember to slip stitch it first, just to make sure that it's okay. And then when you get done, slip it through, cinch it out, And like I said, if you've done it correctly, then you'll only see one. Okay. I try not to talk about politics during my live streams, um, unless I do a live stream about politics. But even then, everyone will always have their personal opinion. Um, but realistically, I don't know how you would want me to answer that question. So when you got your one, like I said, you put the next one on, okay? And then you want to add this new one, just like what you did with the last one, but on the other side, don't be afraid to spread it out just a little bit. There you go. Now, does not, chat, does that not look like a rose to you guys? Alright. So, now we go on to the outer petals. Okay? Now, the outer ones, you're doing the same type of pattern as we just did with the inners, but we're expanding a little bit more. Okay? Now, hi. Okay, and then, oh, that was a short tail. Always want to make sure that you do a long tail for when we do the tucking, so that way we can actually get them done right. Well, it's kind of not my, it's not really my fault. I mean, it actually kind of is, since I'm the one that's actually doing this. I blame the yarn. Anyway, uh, so make your base. Okay. Oh, I don't know if you guys hear my back popping, but that just feels so good. Okay. Now the outer, the pattern is going to be a little bit different than the inner, but you want to keep the same style. And I'll show you guys what I mean as it progresses further. Because, like I said, it took me a little while to develop this pattern that I'm showing you guys, and uh, it's really, it is really interesting. Excuse me. And then seven, or after the five, then you do the seven, then you do the nine. And do the nine again. Okay. Then 11. Okay. Then 11 again. Oh, it's gotta take a little bit of a break because my uh, hands like cramping up. So that's why I was saying you guys can pause after the stream. You guys can pause this stuff at your leisure, and you can do this at your own pace. If you decide to go ahead and do this yourself. Okay, now you do 13. Okay. Then you do 13 again. Okay. Now you want to do 13 a third time. Okay. Now this is where it's going to get interesting. Because in this aspect, it's going to start, we have to make that uh, bulge that we did in the inners, we have to make that a little bit more prominent, okay? So, stuff that we can do to uh, upgrade it and stuff like that. Okay, oops, sorry. One single crochet them together. Okay, and then one, two, three. Okay, so if you look at it from this side, so these two together, one, two, three. So we have those three extras right there. Okay, now, like I said, this is where it's going to get interesting. Then you want to do two in the next one, and then three in the one right after that. And then two, one, 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 and then together. Then single crochet them together. One, two, three, four, same one, and then 3, and then 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 together. Okay, and then long tail, cinch it through. There you go. So you see now how it's starting to bend out of its own accord. That's what you want. That's what you want to do. Okay. So now when you're looking at it, when you're wanting to try and piece it all together, okay. So then you make your core, and you take this one, and you just put it right over one of them. But it should be tall enough where you can bend it back just a little bit. Okay. You'll want to do 2 more, and then set one on either side. But you want to do it in a clock formation. Okay. So let's do that one again. Long tail, cinch through, okay, base, like I said, chat, don't be afraid to sit and chat while I'm out here doing this, because I can do multiple things at once. Um, so if you do want to ask a question, go ahead and ask. Just let me know when you do. I mean, I'll be able to see it from my other phone. But you get my point. Okay, like I said, the last ones, just go ahead and just do, after you do 13, you want to do an extra 2 rows of 13. So my belt. Okay, so like I said, you want to single crochet first 2 together, and then 3, and then 2, then 3, Like I said, guys, don't be afraid to say hi in the chat. Like I said, you just keep building on top of it, and we'll have one more ad right there. But I want to take a break right now. So next time I do a live, which I will do it tomorrow because it is almost 1 o'clock in the morning for me right now. I will finish out the rows, and then I will show you guys how to put it all together and everything like that. So if you liked what you saw and you'd like to see more, hit the thumbs up so I get the notifications for it. And if you have any suggestions on videos, go ahead and type it in the comments down below. And please be respectful and stuff like that. And please do not ask for political views in live chats and stuff like that. I mean, it's pretty much common sense, and I apologize for having to reiterate that and make it a rule. But I guess these guys want to say goodnight. Say goodnight, Harvey. Say goodnight, Bruce. Alright. So, hopefully you guys liked what you saw. Just like I said, just let me know in the comments down below if there's anything you guys want to see or whatever. We can talk about it. And I'll see you guys next time. Darkness